What's up, guys? Welcome to an all-new episode of Unwrapped. My name is Daria. Some of you may have known me from my time in the WWE as Sonya Deville, and I'm here with my beautiful wife, Toni.
And hi, guys. I am Toni, and I really just want to be on Naked and Afraid, but really just live my life as if I'm on the New Jersey Housewives, minus the glam, plus the chickens. Welcome to our new episode of Unwrapped.
Yes, where we talk all things love, relationships, sex, a little bit of wrestling, and parenting.
Yep.
It's kind of just a low-key chat with me and Toni from our life perspectives in our 30s, going through the shit every day and sharing that wild, sometimes crazy ride with you guys.
And this is a extra special episode because if you guys have been here, you've known we've been posting these podcast episodes on YouTube only for the last couple of months, but this is our very first episode on officially Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the places you guys can listen to podcasts. So we're really excited, and I think we finally got our audio down.
Hopefully. We just got these new fancy microphones, and actually the bars look really good. I think it's working. But we're going to start off by talking about something that Toni and I have been debating all weekend. It has become quite the topic of argument in our house over the last few days. And we're going to break it all down. Babe, why don't you tell the people what you want to do at the ripe age of 35?
I'm only 34. Thank you.
34. Wait, I had an epiphany the other day when I read this thing on Instagram.
I'm scared.
You know how like we make fun and we say our parents are having midlife crises?
I'm having a midlife crisis?
No, listen. Did you ever do the math? We are midlife. Like almost.
I'm not midlife.
Well, like,
you're definitely not midlife. I'm closer, but I think 40s.
Yeah, like 40s is midlife because, you know, you live to like 80 if you're lucky in the 80s. So like midlife is like us. It's not our parents anymore. And that's a depressing thought.
But I feel like our parents, like when you look back at your parents, oh, this just segued. When you look back at our parents when they were 40, that was old. Now, when you're in your 40s, you still look like you're in your 20s. I just feel like time has shifted. Meanwhile, 100 years ago, when you were 40, you were like a senior. You know what I mean?
Really?
So maybe for us, midlife isn't really to like 50. Is that fair?
No.
So we have,
because
I just bought us 16 years.
No, 50 would, midlife at 50 would mean you're living till you're 100. Who the hell's living till they're 100?
I think, well.
We don't live in a blue zone.
Fair.
We don't live in Costa Rica. We're not sipping coconuts and pineapples. We're eating the red dye number 4, the blue dye number 5, yellow dye number 16. I'm gonna be blessed if I get to 75.
Wow.
You ever think about that though?
Don't talk to me about these things because our life would change so fast if you just cut my life expectancy in half. Well, not in half, but by like 20 years.
Well, to be fair, our house is pretty organic and it's pretty healthy, but like at the same time.
No,
like,
that's not what I meant. I meant like, let's sell everything and move to Costa Rica now. If my timeline is running out.
Well, it might be. I mean, who knows?
Can't wait till retirement age.
Well, we like kind of are retired, but like not. We're retired.
We're retired with more stress of somebody that runs the biggest company in the world. So I don't know if that equates to real retirement.
Yeah, no, we're not there yet. We're getting there though. We're working on it. But I feel like this is an interesting conversation because we'll get into the Naked and Afraid. We segued a little bit. But I think now that we're talking about this, I feel like it's interesting because all my friends, everyone I talk to, like your 30s is a weird spot. It's a fun spot because you do start to give less fucks. And I think that's powerful. Like you get to a point where you're just like, oh my God, like shit's going to come, shit's going to go. People are going to come, people are going to go. And you just kind of are like, do I care anymore what people think? So that I feel like has changed for me. Like, I'm 31, but I feel like it's also a weird age, especially us. We have kids, they're 13 and 9. And obviously I just changed my whole career path, which changes our life. But like, yeah, it's a weird kind of reinvention phase for us. And I think a lot of people in their 30s.
Well, I feel like there's so many things I want to say right here, but I feel like number one, I feel like it's society in general right now. It's like a surge of everyone feeling lost and they have to go find themselves. And I know that's a concept that's been around like forever, but I feel like it's more now. And I have my feelings on why that is. But I also feel like for me, and I know that this is not the case for you, but in the case for you kind of actually in a different way. I had kids really young. So they're just now getting to an age where they're a bit more independent. Yeah. So it's like my entire life still very much revolves around them, just in a different way. Now I'm just a taxi. Let's call it what it is. But I feel like I can finally figure out who I am. And we've talked about it on this podcast before, like we're figuring out who Toni is together.
Day by day.
Yep. But I feel like that was it for me. So now I'm like, wait a minute. Now my adult life is starting. Whereas for you, you didn't raise kids for the last decade, but you were in a career that was very consuming.
It was very similar.
Now you're starting
it was
over.
very similar to having a baby. I had a baby. Its name was WWE. You have to tend to it. You have to feed it. You have to listen to it. When it cries, you have to be there for it.
Fair.
It's very similar to having a baby.
Fair.
I'm kidding. I mean, having
except
kids
one
sounds...
makes you money and one costs you money.
Oh, facts. That is so true. But yeah, I feel like all right. I'm gonna touch on what you said about how you feel like, you know, you don't really have a clear path. Things, you have all these different ideas, but don't know which way to go. Is that what you were saying?
I mean, I didn't say that, but we can go there because that is also true.
I read your mind. But no, when you were talking about who you want to be and that being unclear, I know the reason. It's 100% social media. And this isn't like breaking news, but let me just explain, because we've gone through this with our 13-year-old in the last few weeks, issues with being on social media too much. You're scrolling, you're swiping. Okay, one slide is, oh, this really wealthy real estate entrepreneur driving his Lambo, hanging out on the beach and taking meetings during the day. Like, oh, that looks nice. Swipe again.
Looks nice to you.
Well, whatever.
It's not what
Our
my
algorithms are definitely different. But you swipe again and you see, I don't know, a crypto trader trading crypto from...
Still not my algorithm. I don't see that.
But hear me out. Crypto trader trading crypto from his room, making millions a day. Bam, swipe again. I'll add something from your algorithm. You see a woman who completely homesteaded her entire property and has the chickens and the cows and the ducks and the horses and gets her own farm fresh eggs from her backyard and has her garden where she picks her veggies and fruits from every day and feeds her family. Like, there's too many options, people. We're seeing too many things in such a short period of time. Short form content is the now. And then your brain just freaking explodes because now you just digested all that information in the matter of 3 fucking
And you're
minutes.
like, well, which one do I want to be?
Which one do I want to be? Which one's most obtainable for me? Wow, look at my shitty life that I now have to compare to the 0.0001% that I'm seeing on social media when half of it's not even accurate or real.
Right.
Some, of course, is, but some is not. A lot is not.
Yeah.
And now our 13-year-old just digested all of that and goes, well, I want to be a makeup influencer. I want to be a horse influencer. I want to be, and it's just constant like comparison.
You really need to find yourself. You have to like step away from everything else. And I feel like that's the biggest, like nobody can do that. It's sad. I'm going to admit. All right. So going back to like being in our 30s and you said you feel like you like give 2 shits less now as you get older.
What people think. Yes.
I feel like every year I get older, I just get so much more confident and happy with myself.
Right. Same.
With that, I also sit there and scroll when I find I go through like phases where I won't touch my phone for weeks and then I'll pick it up and I'll be like nonstop invested in trying to find the next version of me. And I will scroll through Instagram or TikTok, whatever, and I will try to find somebody that looks like me with a life that looks beautiful.
Right.
Not trading crypto or real estate, to be honest with you. They're living in the Italian countryside with no cell phones.
Our algorithms are so different.
Yes, that's what I'm seeing. Actually, last night at dinner, we were sitting there and
No.
What happened last night?
She's on her phone scrolling and I'm like, babe, Toni like is never on her phone, which I love about her. I'm the opposite. I'm terrible. But she's scrolling and I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, looking at houses to buy in Italy. What? What? I mean, like we're just not even in the same stratosphere of like thought process right now. I'm like talking about paying my taxes tomorrow and like thinking of the next game plan. She's talking about buying a house in Italy and throwing it, bye, sayonara.
Bye. Yeah. So, but my point to that was I very much like see something and I'm like, oh wow, like I love, like that inspires me. And I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing. Because I feel like I put myself in a box and I definitely do it to myself. I'm like, oh, I almost feel like I never used to be like, I can only wear all black. I just did because I'm from the Northeast and that's what we do. But then I feel like because everyone talked about it, I put myself in a box.
Interesting.
And now I'm like, well, I actually really don't. I'm giving such a simple example to break it down and make it so simple. But these are the things my brain has literally been thinking about lately. And I'm like, the same thing with bodybuilding. I used to be involved in bodybuilding. I competed in bikini and I was like, wait, I want to live a healthy lifestyle. And this is the opposite of that.
Right.
But I am a bodybuilder. So this is what I'm going to, it's like you just put yourself in these categories.
100%.
And
because that's like the pain and the negative of social media, because that's what it does.
Right. Because everyone's Instagram has one aesthetic.
Yes. And you want to be easily identifiable and you want to be branded in this niche, and you want your demographic to be a certain audience to buy your product or to buy into whatever it is you're doing. So it's like you're waking up every day to fit the narrative of what you're building online, and we forget that we're like not living in the real world sometimes.
Yes.
And that's like scary to me. It's like, it's more scary for sure. We grew up barely with cell phones when we were teenagers. Yeah. And with a very limited computer access, we were in like,
I didn't have texting till I was like in middle of college, I think.
Yeah. So it's different.
Yeah.
But with our 13-year-old now and our 9-year-old, like growing up in this, only knowing this, it concerns the hell out of me. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I can't even blame them because we doom scroll. We all doom scroll. Yeah. And when you're done, you never feel good.
No, you feel overwhelmed. I'm not someone that I wouldn't classify myself as someone that like struggles with anxiety. I don't think.
No,
right?
No.
But last week, we've been talking so much about social media and, making it more of a business, and mostly, I mean, for you, but for me, because I'm just like home and I feel like I need to be doing something more productive with my time than cleaning the floors over and over. But I was on my phone a lot because I was searching for that person's TikTok page that is me in the future. Like I was like searching for, and then I can't even tell you because I was like in this like investment of like trying to find it. I was crippling. Granted, I was also PMS. Like,
fair.
Fair. Like, that always happens every month anyway. But I had crippling anxiety.
Terrible.
I can't consume fast information.
Well, I don't think anyone's meant to at the rate at which it's happening.
I have like my stomach's in knots right now talking about.
Yeah. Well, a realization I had the other day that really freaks me out too. And like, maybe I'm going too deep into it now, but like, how like everything is being AI generated now?
Yeah.
Okay. Think about this. Think about how when we were kids growing up, we used to know how to get everywhere, right? Like you could get to your friend's house. You knew how to drive to your local Walmart. Like you knew how to get places, right?
Baby, you're like the only person I think that still can't get to the food store from their house that they've lived in for 3 years. Like you're the only one.
Get out of here. I can get to the food store.
And you know why? It's because you're always on your phone.
No, but let me get to my point. When you were growing up, did you know how to get everywhere?
Yeah.
Of course. You knew where your friend's house was. You knew where Tommy lived. You knew where Joey lived, whatever. You knew Walmart, Target, whatever. You just knew. Your parents would teach you. You'd call someone and they say, no, make a left at the next light. It's at the next light. It's over by the golf course. Like you knew how to get places.
Yeah.
Well, when automated GPS systems came out, like Apple Maps and Google Maps, whatever it is, you stopped having to know. Sure, you can still get to the close places by your house and your main spots. But now, like if we were to have to drive from here to New York City, it might be a little bit, we might be like, which exit is it? You don't know it as well because we're reliant on the good and trusty GPS that we always have. Now with AI, I think it's the same thing, but scarier because guess what? I used to be great at writing emails or like writing in general, poems, stories, books.
Now you're like going to AI, right?
Well, and like I used to be creative. I could put my words together in a way that was so great. And now anytime I want to write an email or a description or a caption or anything, I'm going to ChatGPT. I'm saying, hey, write me a really clever email based on this, this, and this. Why would I use my brain anymore? But where are those skills going to go? Where are natural creativity and all of the stuff? Like, where's it going to go? It's going to shut off.
It has shut off in me already. I'm not going to lie. Definitely. I can't do anything. I can't even tell you since the ChatGPT has come out. I ChatGPT every single thing.
Doesn't that scare you a little?
I'm like, I need a caption for this photo that I took when I was in this amazing place, but I don't know how to say it right. So let me ChatGPT. Like,
do you see my point though?
Every single thing.
What's that doing to your brain? It's shutting
it off. Oh, absolutely.
And like, I mean, like, it's kind of blurring the lines between us and robots. Like, well, in 20 years.
Wait, I don't even think I told you this, but I was on Instagram last week and I start getting followed by like all these like
bot accounts.
Yeah. But I had no idea.
Yeah.
Because I go on them. Oh my God. But like, it's the same person as if they're living a full life and it's not a real person.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, now it's replacing models. Have you seen these articles?
Well, that's what they were. They were models.
Are like brands, like sports brands. They're hiring AI models.
Why would they?
Because, well, they're not hiring them. You don't have to pay them. They're computers.
Right, but why would you?
I know. Why wouldn't you?
That's what I meant. No, I meant like, why would you pay somebody when you could have an AI do it for you?
But that's like scary.
Yeah.
That's something that we don't talk about enough, but it freaks me out because I guess we don't talk about it because I'm like, well, we're not going to be able to change it.
Right.
Like the ball is rolling downhill and there's no stopping it. And with all these new innovations in AI, I mean, now there's AIs that will fill out. I was with a woman over the weekend. She's a businesswoman. She works in like marketing. And she's like, oh, I use AI to fill out all my Excel spreadsheets. There's an AI add-on, okay, that'll fill out her Excel spreadsheet. All she has to do is talk to it.
Yeah.
Hey, AI, blah, 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 blah. Categorize these expenses, blah, blah. Done.
Yeah.
Click.
So then like
5 seconds.
Where's the hope for us 30-something-year-olds that are going through the midlife crisis, as my wife would say, and feel lost, or anyone? Like, how are you ever supposed to get found? And this was something I went into like a rabbit hole of actually this exact conversation with myself yesterday. And I like started Googling some random stuff about it, and things were telling me like, yeah, like the busy mom or whatever is like, I just need 5 minutes alone. You go lock yourself in the bathroom, and like, you're not finding yourself in the bathroom. Like, what are you doing? You're sitting there scrolling your freaking phone.
Yeah, you're doom scrolling. Yeah, you're feeding it. But yeah, you need those moments too.
Yeah. But it's like, do we erase it all together? That also doesn't feel like the thing. Like, society, what are we supposed to do?
Meaning erase social media altogether? Yeah. No, I know it's so hard. And I'm going to
have to put a screen time limit on my own cell phone.
Honestly, but you're not even bad with it is the scary part. Like,
but I think that I am. I think that you're just on your phone 24/7, that when I only pick up my phone 4 times a day, it doesn't feel like a lot to here.
Well, to be fair, I'm working on my phone 24/7.
No, I know. But I am not working on my phone. I am doing nothing.
Let's go back to our parents' age for a second. I want to make some comparisons of how different things are, because I'm like thinking back and I'm like, I know, sure, maybe our moms at some point felt lost, after they raised their kids and empty nested and stuff like that. But I want to go back to a time where the only people they knew
were the people that they knew
by comparison were their neighbors, their friends, kids' parents at school, stuff like that. It was whatever was right in front of them. So if you lived in a humble, small town, it was probably rare to know a billionaire. You'd probably be like, it'd probably be a talking point at dinner with your friends. You'd be like, I met this billionaire.
Yeah.
He was at this thing I went to and I can't believe I met a billionaire. Now, okay, at the push of a button, we are seeing potentially billionaires, millionaires living out this.
Yeah.
You're really seeing feast or famine on social media, mostly feast, right? You're just seeing people of excess or pretending they have excess all over your feed. And like, what good could that possibly be doing for the
it's like your
brain?
Brain's not meant to be exposed to so much, not fast, like scrolling videos, like fast content,
short form,
too many people. Like, it's like you're meant to be like in a tribe, like your little community. Like, think about indigenous people.
Yeah.
Like, you're with that group and that is where you live and stay. And I bet you anything, they're 1,000 times happier than
the modern day society.
Right.
We're going to segue now to Naked and Afraid, because I don't think
this has come
Rome was built in a day.
Yeah. Wait, so I want to preface this Naked and Afraid. You guys heard me mention it in the beginning of the episode. We've actually talked about it, I think, on 2 other or 3 other episodes of this podcast.
1 other episode.
No, I think twice, because
it was just briefly mentioned that you wanted to be on it when we were talking about reality shows.
My point to saying this is it's been coming up a lot lately, which is almost like weird and irrelevant to why it's even coming up, because this has been a dream of mine since 12 years ago. I applied.
I can't even with this.
3 years in a row to the fan challenge. You have to like self-record a video.
Yes.
And send it in. I did it 3 years ago, and it was 11, 10, and 9 years ago.
You keep saying it like that, and it sounds so... Who says 11, 10, and 9 years ago?
Because I want them to know how long ago I applied for it.
You say 10 years ago I applied 3 times.
I want to be specific. It wasn't like, oh, in my...
Okay.
I want you guys to understand it's been a very long time.
They get it. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. If you don't know what Naked and Afraid is, it's a show where you're butt-ass naked in the wilderness. They pick a location for you. It could be a desert. It could be a rainforest. It's a hard location, a hard climate to live in. And you're there. The people on the show are there for what, 30 days? 21 days. And you got to survive with nothing. Okay, no clothes. You get to bring one item. Most people pick like a hatchet or a bug net, I don't know, all this kind of random stuff. They're also like trained survivalists to an extent, but they do a fan challenge. And the fan challenge is only 7 days?
14.
Oh, 14 days? Mm-hmm. And my wife has applied for that 3 times. They haven't called. Naked and Afraid producers, do not call my wife. I'll kill you.
So now this has come up because, guys, the reality of me being on Naked and Afraid as a fan challenge, maybe if I was a real survivalist and I was applying like for the real show, that would be a different situation. But like fan challenge is only 1 episode of that per season. And the chances of me being on it are like none.
I don't agree. I think the chances of her being on it are probably pretty good, especially if we keep talking about it on our podcast.
You brought it up, not me.
She's like, why would they pick little old me? Like, babe, you're hot. You look great. You have a thought. Like, get out of here. You
well,
would get picked.
Naked and Afraid, call me.
Don't call her. I'll kill you.
So it's come up so many times recently. I'm like, why are we even arguing about it? Because I'm not going on it. It's not like it's in front of my face and you're like, no. She's like, it's like,
no, it started because it started because of this. I got a new manager handling like brand management and brand deals and stuff like that. And
this is not how it started. It had already been,
but this is what escalated the fight this weekend.
Yeah.
So then he had DM'd me on a post that I put of the podcast clip of Toni talking about Naked and Afraid. And he's like, oh my God, I know a girl that was on season 2 or whatever. And I wrote him back and I was like, LOL, don't tell Toni that, like joking. So it got brought up. I told Toni, I said it to my manager.
I brought it up to you first. It doesn't matter. I was like, I posted 2 things about Naked and Afraid the last couple of months and your manager liked both of them and he doesn't like any of my stuff. Those are the only 2 things he laughed at.
No, he's been messaging you on all your stuff.
No, that was it.
Okay. Anyway, so when I said that about telling the manager, she's like, I'm going to text him right now. Are you kidding me? You're ruining my chances of getting on that. I'm like, he doesn't know anyone from the show, but he knows a contestant that was on it. Nothing to do with the production or the show. She flipped out. And I'm like, why would you ever want to be on that show? Like, I just need to understand where you're coming from. So, and I still don't have an answer. So we're going to put her on the spot right now. Babe, why do you want to be on Naked and Afraid? You don't win any money. You don't get paid. You're naked around all these people, ants crawling up your butt. Like, I can't relate. Please.
So I think it's the exact same thing as why I got into bodybuilding. You don't win any money. You don't get anything. If anything, it costs a ton of money. You destroy your body. You're mentally miserable for 8 months.
I'm waiting for the reason.
Yeah, there's like no reason except for like accomplishing something that's really hard. That's it. I just want to accomplish it. But like, I've always wanted to do it to just be like, I am so mentally strong. I can do that.
Babe, I will give you your flowers. You are so mentally strong, but like maybe pick something that has like a beautiful, pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, at least.
You said, you guys all heard it. She said, I am allowed to go on Naked and Afraid with Shayna on this podcast.
I didn't say it on this podcast.
Yes, you did.
No,
did you not?
No.
Yes, you did.
Babe, we didn't talk about Shayna wanting to be on it on this podcast. Are you losing your noodle?
You agree. We're going to have to go back. Last week when we were talking about Naked and Afraid.
Oh, did you?
You finally admitted I could go on it with a girl. And I was like, I'll go on it with Shayna. And you were like, you can go on it with Shayna.
No, Shayna DM'd us after because it was the clip of that podcast that she reacted to. So if we were filming the podcast.
That's why I'm saying we spoke about Naked and Afraid twice. Because we spoke about the first time. Shayna replied to the clip and said,
all right. Fact check us, people. Because okay. I don't really remember. But regardless, yeah, sure, go on it with Shayna. But that's not even the point though. It's the producers, it's the cameramen, it's everyone that's in the woods with you.
So the producers, you're so worried about the producers. She's like, Toni, you're not even in the woods naked with a man, but now you have all these men producers. I would just like to bring something up. I was on the Naked and Afraid Instagram page yesterday. And for those of you guys that can't see and you're listening to this podcast, I'm going to explain to you. One of the girls that was just on the show, her episode came out 2 weeks ago, Jolie. She posted up a photo and it's a photo of 4 women. And she goes, my badass crew. It was remarkable to be having my survival experience out there while also witnessing the crew have their experience too. And it's all women.
Babe, that doesn't mean that there's never men. She just took a picture with... That means nothing.
I'm just saying.
I just don't. Wait, you still haven't given me. All right, so you want to accomplish something hard.
That's
to
literally
prove to
it.
yourself.
I want to experience it. I've been obsessed with the show forever.
I can go find a spot to drop you off.
No, it's not the same. Number one, it's not the same.
Why?
Actually, I don't know if any of you guys watch Teen Mom still out there, but one of the original Teen Mom girls, Macy, she was a big fan of the show. And I think like it was a while ago now, probably like 6 years ago, she was on the fan challenge.
How'd she do?
She lasted one night.
Yeah, see?
Because of her feet. Yeah, I think the feet gets you the worst, walking around barefoot.
Bugs, I mean, I can name a lot of things. You know, you go sleep in a little hut you made in the middle of the rainforest and you got fire ants crawling up your back. Like,
I will bring a bug net and I will make a dress out of it for during the day. And I will do it with Shayna. And then you have nothing to worry about. Right, because then if any guy even looks at me wrong, she will kill them for you.
Nunchuck them in the throat. Yeah. All right, that's fair. You could do it with Shayna.
And I think that I would survive much easier with Shayna because she seems like somebody that would actually know how to be a survivalist. She makes knives and stuff.
She makes knives. She's very self-sufficient and she's also like really, really smart.
So I'm really sorry, Shayna. I'm going to be, I'll be mentally really strong.
Yeah.
And I'll catch fish with my bug net. But that's my added value.
You're ridiculous.
And I won't tap out. So
you're ridiculous.
Emotional support.
You know, she told me when we were talking about Naked Afraid, and I was like, babe, like what's the point? She's like, I just want to sit in the sun cross-legged for 14 days and I'll live. And I'm like, what? Did we forget about dehydration, starvation? She's like, no, a girl did it. Someone did it already. I'm like, okay, now I really don't want you to go because you're definitely not coming back alive.
No one's ever died on Naked.
Tell them what happened. Tell them what happened to the producer on the first episode.
This whole story. The only person that's ever been like severely injured was the producer when they were searching for the very first location.
And what happened to him?
He got bit by a snake and had to get his foot cut off. That's all. He's alive.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah.
I don't want a one-footed wife. I mean, I'd still love you, babe, but you know, I'd rather you just have 2 feet.
Fair.
You know, is that fair?
Yeah, but I think I'll be fine.
I don't know, guys.
Naked and Afraid, call me.
She tried to tell me that I was selfish when I told her I didn't want to go on it. And I was like, I don't know that it's selfish that I don't want a bunch of strange people walk. Like, all right, guys, I cannot have my wife and this is not a trust issue, by the way. Me and Tony's trust is like beyond. I could care less. She's not going to do anything. What I don't trust is other people when they're walking around with their dinglings flapping in the rainforest. You think they're not going to see her naked, my wife, and get turned on? It is a natural human reaction to meeting Toni. I'm sorry, but she's beautiful. And if you have a little dingling and you swing the right way,
I hate you.
I know. I'm sorry you don't like it when I say this, but you're gonna get turned on. I don't care if you're respectful. You're gonna have a thought. There's gonna be a feeling. And when it's negative 20 degrees in the jungle or wherever the hell you are at night, you're gonna try to cuddle for warmth because that's what they do on that show. They all cuddle. I don't want no dingling touching my wife.
Can we please right here insert the clip from Wanderlust where Paul Rudd is in the mirror and he's like, I'm gonna put my dick in. Literally. I'm gonna little boop boop. Wait, what else does he say?
That is ridiculous.
Guys, Wanderlust is my favorite movie in the entire world.
It is really funny.
We're gonna insert it right here.
You gonna take that dip?
Wait, I had another point too. It was that, yeah, everyone's gonna be a creep and I don't trust it.
Oh, like bugs, like biting and crawling and stuff.
Yeah, like scorpions.
You don't have to worry about that though. I'll worry about it. Scorpion's not going to kill you.
But it'll be uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's fine.
But like all this for what?
To say that I did it. I know. I always pick the hobbies that make no money. I don't know why. You pick hobbies and you love things. We talked about hobbies, I think, on a previous episode.
Yeah.
You like pick hobbies that like are building a, empire. I pick hobbies that are so pointless.
Well, I think that to be fair, I think
like in general in my life,
I think you're winning the race because I think the point of a hobby is not to build any empires. I think it's to have fun and enjoy yourself. So to be fair.
Yeah, but my whole life is just a big
hobby. You worked for a couple of years.
Yeah.
She used to dissect human placentas.
I did.
And take the core blood out of them and make products. Mm-hmm. That's pretty fascinating.
When we met Daria and we were like first chatting, you were like, oh, what do you do for work? I was like, oh, I work in a lab and I dissect placentas all day long. She was like, wait, what?
I was like, what? But
I was like, let me send you photos. She's like, no, I'm scared of blood.
I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. But yeah, she sent me photos and I was disgusted.
Yeah.
Not my thing. But oh yeah, I mean, if let's just say that if I were to go on Naked and Afraid, I'd die in 2 seconds.
It would be amazing if the two of us went on it.
No, I wouldn't do it. I hate being naked. Listen, this is what I was gonna say. If I'm gonna be naked or let my wife be naked on national television with just a little small blur over the butthole and the front, I would pick OnlyFans instead and be making millions. Yes,
that's why I said I always pick the hobbies.
Like if you're gonna show all your parts on TV and be walking around next to a dingling, we might as well just be on OnlyFans and be millionaires and be retired like Mandy.
I want you guys to understand the topic of OnlyFans is spoken about for the last month every single day in our house.
It's a running joke in our house.
It's a running joke because
I'm like over here working my ass off and, you know, all this stuff. And everyone in our life is like, well, not everyone in our life, but a lot of people in our life are like, why don't you guys just do fucking OnlyFans? You're already a lesbian couple. Like that's one check in the box already.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I can't get past, you know, the connotation. I can't get past the actual invasiveness of our privacy. Yeah, I just can't do it. But if you want to show your butt all over TV, then like, come on, at least get paid for it. Not risk your life for it. Sounds like a terrible trade-off.
Well, it just means that the self-worth means more than money to me.
Well, I do value that. I respect that you are like that.
So fourth time this episode, Naked and Afraid, call me.
I don't care anymore. Go on Naked and Afraid. I don't.
I just have to.
She like beat me down with it.
Beat you down, yeah.
Yeah, I like
you say wind you down. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
No, you beat me down. I'm like, whatever. Go do what you want to do. But like, if someone looks at you wrong, I'm gonna kill them. You know?
Fair.
That's how I feel about it. But like, they are gonna look at you wrong. Come on, how can you look at you right if you had no clothes on? Come on. And I'm not even like, I'm not like that. But like, you're just beautiful.
Yeah.
Even if you weren't beautiful, though, human instincts. You know, human behavior says some stuff might happen in that woods.
Nope.
So, no, not stuff, but like, I didn't mean like actual,
nope.
Like looks exchanged, eyeballs wandering, roaming. You know, I just can't be having that. That's my wife.
That's fine. I'm down to do it, Shayna.
I approve of this message.
Very good. There's one last thing I just want to touch on.
I'm scared.
We didn't chat about this
before
we, I think, wrap up this episode because we've actually been sitting here, I feel like, for a long time. I don't know how that happened.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It is that you guys know we spent a couple of episodes talking about my ayahuasca experience.
Oh, this is crazy. I don't know if it's going to work out now, though.
No, it's going to work out. Okay. So as soon as I got back from that trip, if you guys are listening here on somewhere where it's audio only, you didn't see yet my ayahuasca experience, you can go over to YouTube. It's still up on there.
Yep.
But as soon as I got back, I knew Daria needed to go. I was like, this experience was so amazing. I just wanted to share it with everybody. But it doesn't work like that. And they say Mother Ayahuasca has to call you and you can't like force somebody else to do it, even though I knew it would be so life-changing for her and she would love the experience. So she was like, listen, I was like, I bet you they would do like a media deal with you. And it didn't pan out because of...
And then they reached out and they're going to do it.
And then all of a sudden, they reached out and were like, hey, you guys want to come back next month? And I was like, yes.
I haven't even fully said yes yet. The whole thing sounds traumatizing. It's a bunch of throwing up and chanting. And I'm like on the fence about it. But we did get an offer to go, and you know, I don't know, guys. Stay tuned.
It's going at some point now that the lines of communication are open, and I feel like this is the most perfect point in your life that I think it's good for anybody at any point in your life. But I feel like
as we embark on chapter 2, a little guidance, a little,
just like
positivity.
getting in touch and like it's like twofold. It's like detaching from real life and like talking about actually full circle, talking about finding yourself. And I feel lost, and how are you supposed to go do that?
Ayahuasca. But you went to ayahuasca and you're still searching.
Well, you're always searching. I mean, I never once said I was lost. That's not what I said.
Fair.
I said, I feel like I put myself too much in one box and I'm trying to decide what box I want to be in now.
Fair.
And then I'm like, Toni, you don't have to be in a box. You can dress in an oversized muumuu like I'm in today. And then tomorrow leave it a really cool black leather outfit. And then the next day wear a sundress and pretend I live in the Italian countryside.
You could be everything you want to be.
Yeah.
And more.
So that was the life lesson from that one. But
All right. Well, you guys are going to have to stay tuned to see if I end up in ayahuasca jungle city. I'm a little scared, not going to lie, but we do have a really cool announcement. If you guys are supporting, down below, you will see a link for thedariarae.com. It is my new website. It just launched. I do a lot of cool stuff on there. Not only do I have information about what I have going on and what I have coming up, but also I put some ring gear, some WWE ring gear up for sale, as well as some cool custom Daria merch. And Toni and I have been talking about doing some unwrapped stuff on there. So stay tuned, check out the link. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, like, subscribe, get notifications turned on so you guys know when we drop a new episode. It will be every single week. So stay tuned for another episode of Unwrapped. We've had a great time with you. I am Daria.
And I am Toni. And
we'll see you next time.